Well, the Liberty Flames had a lead at halftime, 27-20 over the Furman Paladins on Tuesday night in the Vine Center, but it was Furman rallying in the second half to take the game from Liberty. 61-58 the final score. Alongside Paul Nazigan, my name is Nick Pearson. Really, Paul, you hear the old saying, a tale of two halves, and it kind of was that here tonight as we saw Furman sort of turn the tides on Liberty there in the second half. What did the Paladins do to pull this thing out?
Yeah, well, you're right. The first half, Liberty came out in real nice showing because they had some slow starts in the past, but came out firing, got a nice lead, playing really well. Faltered a little bit that last play right going into halftime, and coming out, Paladins really built on that. Got some other guys involved. Really got themselves going off the dribble. Just kind of, they were a little bit off, but forced things inside, got to the free throw line. And then really, it was kind of an even game right up to the last couple minutes. And I think the difference was Furman's seniority. When it came down to crunch time, everything on the line, it's going to come down to a few plays. Their seniors, as in juniors, just kind of knew how to win a little more than our younger guys. I think that was the difference.
Yeah, one possession, two possession game in the final 2 minutes, and we saw Furman make a few more plays in that stretch than Liberty did. Flames did have a couple of looks there. John Dawson with a corner three with about 16 seconds left would have given Liberty the lead. Then, of course, he had a big shot after that kept the Flames in the game. But overall, just not enough of those big plays down the stretch to spur the Flames.
Yeah, Flames do some good things to keep it close, to give themselves a shot. You know, that the run, the kind of the leaner three from Dawson makes it a 1-point game, enables them to keep it a one-possession game. But again, the difference in kind of just making some good plays and making some winning plays was the difference. You know, we saw Sibley hit a big-time three to tie it up, and then really the play of the game was Acox.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
And they frustrated him pretty much all night. It was only 3 of 10.
Yeah, they did. They kept him not only from not scoring, but really did a great job on the boards as a team and keeping him off the glass, but all it took was one. He fought his way in there for one offensive rebound, and his only offensive rebound resulted in a putback. That was just a huge play.
Well, one Flame who did have a big second half was Ryan Kemright. He scored 13 of his game-high 18 points in the second stanza in a losing cause. We caught up with Kemright and some of the other Flames after the game tonight.
Yeah, they just had the mindset to get in the paint, and they started punching our gaps, and we just needed tighter gaps. And so that really came back to hurt us down the stretch. They're getting easy buckets, and we just didn't do what we needed to do to pull it out. A lot of good looks from Georgie or Caleb or John. They're really touching the paint there and giving me some open threes. We're going downhill better, so it was them just setting me up for better looks. So, a lot of history behind Princeton basketball. I mean, it's good we got to play William & Mary, face the Princeton before, and you're facing the founders of actual running in Princeton. So we're gonna have to be really locked in, really prepared for practice this weekend to be able to prepare for them in the Princeton this Saturday.
Yeah, I had a lot of confidence when I shot it. I mean, I wouldn't shoot if I didn't. So we let them get to the paint. They scored 10 of 14 from the field in the paint, and that hurt us a lot. They got to the paint, got to the free throw line, and we didn't execute our defense. Losing in general is bad, no matter what the amount or how it is. I hate it, and what we take away is we got to play all 40 minutes. We played 20 minutes one game, 20 minutes the other. UNCG was the last 20 minutes. This is the first 20 minutes. We got to learn to put them together and execute. We're almost into conference play, and we're about to get to where it matters.
To have a second-half lead and to really give it away, because we were very uncharacteristic on the defensive end. They shoot 58% in the second half, and their offense in the second half, to their credit, was put your head down and drive it. They can't stop you. And 10 out of their 14 field goals were in the paint. That's not good enough. That's not who we are going to be. We have a hard schedule in the non-conference. That was intentional, but I didn't know it would be this good. So I think it's really important for us to remember, since we're not going to get in that large bid, and there's no one in our league that's going to get in that large bid, we got to keep working towards a conference season that'll be real competitive. So that's our MO, and we'll see if we can't get a little bit closer after Saturday.
Yeah, really a lot of critical defensive lapses there in the second half for the Flames. Furman shot 58%, Liberty only 38% in the second half. That was a big difference as well. And with a loss, Flames fall to 4-5 now on the year. Furman now 5-4. And Paul, you do look at the overall record, and after 9 games, you don't want to be under 500, but you get to play a conference game. And really, when you look at the Big South standings, no one's really ran out to a big, gaudy record here early on. A lot of teams, I think, are still figuring it out.
Yeah, and that's really where it counts is conference play. And, Coach McKay talked about purposefully setting up a difficult non-conference schedule to be in games like this where you're battling, fighting, game on the line and playing some really tough teams and to get yourself ready to make a great conference run. And, he talks about the process all the time. Yeah, there's times you want it to go quicker, but you can't rush the process. It's learning, it's working, it's getting better every day. And again, they don't get the win, but they take steps to becoming a better team tonight to build off of.
And hopefully if you're in a 1 or 2 possession game with 2 minutes left against Winthrop in February,
that's right,
the outcome's a little bit different because you've been there and you're battle tested. Well, looking ahead for the Flames, next game on the schedule is Princeton. Tigers come to town on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That's always really cool. When they come down here to Lynchburg, that's a team with a lot of history,
yes,
a known name, and a very unique style of offense. Should be another good test.
Yeah, the Princeton offense, they are the originators of it. And a lot of teams around the country run it, but they created it. And it's really it's fun to watch, but it's a terror to play against because, you got a lot of movement, ball movement, guys making reads and slip screens and back cuts. And so, again, now the good thing with Liberty is they played against a good team that ran that in William and Mary just a week or so ago and had a good outing there in Williamsburg. So this is a notch up. It's a really good team. It's a seasoned team in Princeton. So they got their work cut out for you. But again, it's also a physical and a mental battle come Saturday afternoon.
They are the originators of the Princeton offense.
That's right.
Hopefully they're not the regulators coming up here on Saturday afternoon. 2 o'clock tip-off, Liberty and Princeton here in the Vine Center on Saturday. For Paul Nazigan, my name is Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flame Sports Network.